I'm going to call this meeting to order.
Yes, you are.
Okay. And I'm going to skip pleasantries because we only have like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And so, sorry?
Only 30 minutes?
Well, we got to be over to SLC
Oh, for the tour.
at the top of the hour.
Yep.
Okay. And we got to try to get this thing done as quick as possible
Right.
because she has a meeting right after this.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to take nominations for chair.
Happy to have Jim chair again if he would do it, because he's got the historical knowledge and we're kind of newbies. So,
I'd second that.
yeah.
Okay. Any discussion?
I'll do it.
Okay.
I would have done not it if
Not
I
much
could have.
Yeah. No, I think it makes the most sense. I mean,
Yeah.
You have the most knowledge, you've been on it for the longest.
Right, right.
Okay. Vote.
All in favor?
All right.
There
You
go.
have the meeting.
Okay, so we don't have any minutes because those have been approved in previous, well, we don't have any minutes to approve. So we'll go right to Matt with the business administrator's comments.
Yes. Okay. And I'm going to do this really quickly. Tonight, I'm going to be presenting a quote to the school board for the running track. And in the school board agenda is a discussion from me to the school board. Basically, this is going to be resurfacing and painting the running track. And the quote for this is $128,950. Okay. Also in the board Google Drive is an email discussion between us and the company that does the repair work on what kind of repairs are necessary to a track like this over a period of time. So we'll give you like 5 and 10 year information. Okay. And then also in the Google Drive is the quote for that work. Now, also in a few years, we're going to have to put down another barrier coat on top of the track. It's like a clear coat. It makes it more sticky, okay, and maintains it for a period of time.
You're going to go through all this at the school board meeting?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So I just want to make sure that you know that this information is out there.
Yep.
Okay. The next piece of information that's going to be, I'm going over Tom's big 3. Okay. The auditorium information, we don't have a lot of the quotes that are coming in. We're trying to chase down a lot of the vendors and have them provide us with quotes. The wireless upgrade quote is almost $70,000, and Gordon's going to present that information at tonight's school board. Now, all of these things are going to be funded with year-end appropriation, so that we're not.
Well, that'll be up to the school board.
That'll be up to the school board, but this is what we're recommending. Okay. Now, since we don't have that much time for today, I've highlighted on my business administrator's comments some specific things that I want you to know about. Basically, Rick, for you to understand what and for Dawn as well, because you're new to the committee, I put down everything that's going on in the district for facilities in my business comments and business administrator's comments. Okay. And so for the Bakey sewer, we had there's 2 problems that are going on with the Bakey sewer. The first one is there's a tank right off of the building, and we've lost 1 pump out of 2 pumps that pump the effluent water into the leach field. Okay. And we got a quote for replacing those pumps, and we're going to replace them with 2 submersible pumps because it'll be easier to service. The cost of this work is $36,820, and this is the low cost bidder. And it also includes repairs to the electrical of those pumps. Okay. Yeah.
You said it's a low cost bidder, so you have more than 1 bid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we have, is that on the Google Drive, all 3 bids, or how
No.
many bids did you get?
No, I got, I called 4 companies,
Yeah.
2 of which were not interested in after doing the site visit.
Yeah.
We have another company that was interested, but they couldn't provide the electrical contractor, which would have been a separate bid altogether. So we, in the price for the pumps and the labor replacing the pumps was very similar to the other company that bid on it.
Okay.
And the reason why we went with this other one is because they could provide the electrical work, because it all has to be explosion proof electrical.
No.
So they could provide that within the bid. Otherwise, we'd have to go out, find another electrician.
And the bid information is all, the bid response is all in the Google Drive.
No,
Want to reiterate for facilities and all for school board that unless it's waived, we need 3 bidders on anything. Well, anything over over 20,000 has to be a formal bid. And anything less than 20,000 has to be competitively bid on price quotations. So,
do you want us to do a formal bid
well,
on
it
this?
depends on what the situation is.
Yeah.
Dan said there's some issues involved.
Yeah.
But we need to discuss them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, this was,
I don't mean necessarily facilities, but the school board.
yeah, at the time, I was trying to do an emergency purchase on this.
Right.
And we went and got 3 quotes. So basically, the 2 pumps are identical to each other. So if one fails, the second one's gonna fail shortly thereafter. So we're pushing this along. If you want us to delay this and make it a formal bid process and put it before the school board, I don't have a problem with it. But if the pump fails, then what we have to do is pump out the tank. It's
On a daily basis.
on a daily basis. Okay,
So that would be a reason to consider an exemption from the policy.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, we're trying to push this thing along.
Right.
And we're trying to do the best thing for the district.
Okay.
Okay,
And having all that information is super helpful.
yeah, so what we'll do is we'll put the other 2 quotes up on the Google Drive.
I have the one quote and then the other 2
Yeah.
companies that did want to bid. And I have to do a cycle.
And I just think, to what Dawn said, I think all the other information about where we're at and the
Mhm.
status, and, you know, Jim's point, if it's an emergency situation or near emergency situation, I think we should know all that.
Yep.
Yeah, and we apologize because we're new, so we're not like,
Yeah.
we're catching up, so.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Jim's right. I mean, anytime you bid something, and I know,
Yeah.
maybe I don't know the specific policy, but I think
I'll tell you what
sta-
they are.
standard business practice is
Mhm.
3, right? And you don't
Yes.
always have to go with the lowest if it's not the
Yes.
best provider of that
Yes.
service. So that's why I asked.
You
Well,
guys want to write down the policies that govern this for this are DJE.
Yep.
That's the 20,000. And then under facilities, it's BDE-E.
BD-E, right?
BDE-E. And there's another one that says facilities can authorize up to 2,500.
Yeah.
And anything more than that, the school board has to approve.
yeah,
And
but that one,
I don't have the letters for that, but I'll get them.
that one relates to building adjustments.
Yes.
Okay. All right, jumping down, we have and I'm going by school. We have a set of stairs, external emergency stairs at Bakey where they have crumbled. And we're going to fix those with galvanized steps, hopefully this summer. And we're also going to just do a patch to the loading dock, which have also crumbled. And we saw that in the last walkthrough, which we'll have to do again.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Now, this summer, we're replacing, if on the entry in Bakey, when you walk in the front door, you can see the receptionist right there. That window is just basic plexiglass, like the glass that's next to you. And we're actually going to replace that with a ballistic window. Now, when we did the security entrance here at Memorial, they gave us a sheet of a sheet of ballistic window that was too big for the opening. And they said instead of shipping it back, they told us to keep it.
Great.
It's been in storage for a while, so we don't have to.
Right out there.
And so we're actually not paying for that window.
So it's $8,000 to do the work.
It's $8,000 for the CMU wall below the window, a pass-through tray underneath the window, and the jamb for the window. And then there's like a hole there for the speaker. We have to buy that piece of ballistics. Okay, so
And it will look exactly like the one here. So if you want to get an idea, just look at this one.
And who's doing the work?
it's we have a contractor that we use for masonry work, and it's just a local mason.
Local, meaning one of our towns?
Yeah,
Yes.
right here in Kingston, his kids go to the high school.
Okay.
Okay. There's one thing that I didn't highlight, but you need to know that this is coming up. So over at Bakey, there's a dividing wall that comes down from the ceiling in the cafeteria. And the mechanism that actually lowers it.
It's fixed
Okay,
as of 30 minutes ago. That's why I was late getting here.
Okay, yeah.
okay.
Oh, great.
We thought that was going to be very expensive, so. Okay, switching
Is
to,
that the air seal that was mentioned in your, was that something else?
that's something else.
Okay.
Yeah, so what you're mentioning is there's a HVAC unit on top of the roof right there over the cafeteria that has a like a membrane that goes between that and the air duct, and that's cracking.
Oh,
So it's so old, it needs to be replaced. I'm having sticker shock with the cost of fixing it.
so
So
the stuff that you see on TV, the Flex Seal spray won't work?
I actually brought that up.
yeah, we'll look into it.
Okay. Works on my roof.
Now, one of the things that we're moving on to Memorial. One of the issues that we have here are the heat pumps, and the heat pumps are 20 years old and they're failing. We had to replace one unit since February, and we replaced 3 units in January. Okay. We also turned on for the month of February, we turned on the oil fired burner to try to augment the heat pump, because the heat pump is only good down to like 5 degrees. And what we try to do is bring the temperature of the building up with the oil, and try to reduce our electricity costs. Because normally on the low month, we go through about 9,000 kilowatts in this building. We normally in February go through 49,000 kilowatts in a month. So moving on to the high school and middle school, we have to have our stage inspected. I think it's every other year.
Every 2 years for class. level
Class 2, yes.
And every year for class 1.
We found out that it had not been inspected for over 10 years. And so we had the inspection done.
Is this an insurance inspection or? what
It's
kind of-
required to have it because we have plays going on in
like
there.
Fire inspection? What kind of-
No, what they're doing is they're looking at, like, say, for example, you have the lights attached to a pole. They're gonna be looking for like the safety wires.
Rigging. It's all rigging.
Rigging?
inspections.
Oh, I see. Is there an organization that does this?
Yes,
Okay. So I saw in there that you're recommending replacing lights with LED.
yes.
Are those just the bulbs, or are you talking about the fixtures as well?
The whole fixture would be replaced with LED.
Like, can't we just replace the bulbs?
They're set up, the lights there are so old that you really can't retrofit them because of the power consumption for the old one. The old lights consume so much power that it's just better to go with a new fixture altogether. And with LED, we can go with half the amount of lights that we have now because they're much more intense. So by going LED, we actually eliminate half the lights on the stage also.
All right, so I'd like to see some cost numbers on that,
Sure.
in terms of efficiencies and costs.
Mhm.
Okay.
Let's see. Now, generally, we're evaluating our fire protection company, and we're interviewing several companies right now. So a fire protection company would be one that is just a general contractor who comes in, checks out all of our smoke alarms, makes sure that all the pole alarms all work, and then also works on the sprinkler system. So we just are kicking the tires of a new company, okay? Chase Field baseball field repairs, those have been completed and the field is open for use,
Great.
okay?
I'm sorry, just real quick, the sprinkler company, we have an existing contract,
Yes, we have an existing contract.
when's it in?
The contract is annual.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Now for equipment, we're still trying to obtain estimates for 2 utility trailers. Now, with the sale of the seminary, our grounds garage is at the seminary, and we need to vacate the grounds garage and relocate those pieces of equipment into utility trailers. We're actually trying to take that grounds garage and we're trying to spread it throughout the district right now. We also have a garage out back of the old middle school that we're trying to utilize, okay? But the purpose of the equipment trailer really is to keep the equipment in the trailer and move it with you throughout the district. What you'll find historically is if they needed a piece of equipment, they would travel back and forth between the site that they're working on and the garage. So there's a lot of time spent just driving around the district. I just want to make sure that they're all equipped, go to the location, get their work done and go back.
So this is probably premature, but so I don't forget it. There's a delivery delay on the F-450 truck that we've ordered, right? Second delay. Are you the utility? These utility trailers going to have a similar situation, or is that a different situation?
That's a different situation.
Okay,
We're trying to figure out with the utility trailers exactly what we need, what the pricing is, so that we can bring information to you guys and then move forward.
when do we need to be out of the seminary?
We need to be out of the seminary before the summer.
Before the summer of July or before the summer of June?
We're planning on being out before June.
Are they going to do demolition there? Is that the,
That's what we're hearing.
okay. So do we have a place to put the equipment if we don't have the utility trailers by then?
We will
Okay,
have to make it work. I mean,
Yeah, maybe my garage.
okay. How about the
There's
unused?
no room in mine. I'm just putting that out there.
Are there places in the unused portion of the old middle school where stuff could be stored?
these are big pieces of equipment.
Yeah, these are the big mowers. and-
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not indoor stuff, okay.
Yeah. Now Jim alluded to a problem. We ordered a truck last fall. We were promised delivery in January. They moved it back to March. And now they're saying July, early August.
So any rebates for that, or
I know.
what's the contract say?
Basically, we're buying this on state bid list
Yeah,
at a
I was gonna say, it was already
ridiculously
super
super low.
reduced price.
So
But
We're-
there's
I
no,
is
there's
there any
no,
contract for it or no?
I asked that before, and what I was told is that there's no penalty clause, there's no delivery assurance, it's just whenever they get it, right?
They get all these orders together and they build all these municipal trucks all at one time.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's an F4, it's a Ford F-350. So it's a 1-ton truck with a utility body on the back. And we got it for 46,000 with the utility body
And a snowplow.
and a snowplow.
ladder rack.
Okay,
No, I get it. I mean, we order trucks too, and we do negotiate in our clause because they're assessed. It's a necessity to operate our business. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a long delay.
yes,
Is it a state, is it a contract with the state or a contract with the dealer?
it's this, the dealer bid with the state and made a contract with the state.
So our contract is really with the state then? Or
We're,
with the
we're
dealer?
using the state bid to get that truck
Okay,
because we, on our own, we can't do better.
right.
And we've reviewed the state contract and there's no penalty.
I can't see anything in there.
Good. Can I say it?
Sure, it will take me, let me go find it. I'll show you where it is on the state bid.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, the truck that this Ford is replacing, we gave it up to the state bid, the state auction, and it's closing soon.
Yeah, I need to find out what it sold for. I'm
Oh,
sure
really?
they're closing.
The last time we looked, the last bid was $3,500. We had to have it towed because the brakes didn't work. It was in real bad shape. Okay, so that's it for the business administrators. You
How
want-
much time do you have left?
We have
10 minutes.
10
9
minutes, but if we want to call it now and walk over or relocate over,
I think we can all look at the trust and revolving fund
Sure.
balances. No, I mean, we can do that individually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the agenda. we can look at those. But what about what's the floor plan discussion for the SLC? improvements?
Basically, you wanted to have a floor plan, so I gave you the floor plan. I don't want to bring it up on the screen,
Oh, okay.
okay? Because we're recording this right now.
Yeah.
But it's for you to review,
Oh, okay.
okay?
So it's a floor plan of what we're gonna look at.
That's right,
All right.
okay? And then I do have a revised CIP plan that I need to sit down with the superintendent. I haven't had an opportunity yet today to do it, okay? So,
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, not right now. Rapid fire.
Yep.
It's good, so thank you.
All right.
I,
So
I am gonna have a lot of questions, and if they seem, if they seem monotonous, I apologize, but
it's fine.
I'll ask a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
questions are good.
yeah, the school board meeting will have questions, I'm sure.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So I guess we can adjourn the meeting then.